You know, the hunting season's around the corner. People, number one deer hunting state in the country. But a lot of people like to take tour guides. A lot of people like to see the fall colors. A lot of people like to experience nature. Well, she is by far one of the best tour guides in the Midwest and the Upper Peninsula. I wonder if she knows my buddy Rob Rubick, former great Detroit Lion, now broadcaster for the Lions, from Newberry, somewhere up there in the Upper Peninsula. She is Kellie Nightlinger. Kellie, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Good. How's the weather out there in the UP?
It's cold and rainy. It changed from 75 to about 40. Welcome to the UP.
That sounds like Grand Rapids weather right now. I miss home California. Geez, right now, you're going to get snow here in about a week or two, huh?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You are a person who wears many hats. You're a conservation officer. But let's talk about the private services you have to offer. We have so many people in our listening audience and all over this area that love to have a professional guide show them Mother Nature. Talk about your website and some of the services you have to offer.
Sure, definitely. Well, if you're interested to come to the beautiful Michigan's Upper Peninsula, you can check me out at upwideadventureguide.com. And on that website, I showcase a lot of different things, hunting, fishing, a lot of different summertime activities, soft adventure or more of a hunting style adventure. Probably my two most popular trips are, the first is to the Henry River Water Cave. It's Michigan's only cave. It's a quarter-mile long. It has a 7-foot waterfall inside. It is one of the most amazing places in Michigan. It's a well-kept secret. Actually, today I'm going to be taking a group from my alma mater, Lake Superior State University, out into the cave. It's very challenging. It's a 2-hour trip. It also includes a historic fire and quarry, and it includes a historical perspective, a geological perspective, and, of course, the challenge of going in this cave. And it's a $25 trip, very inexpensive, and it's an awesome experience. It's a natural amusement park. And the second trip I offer that's pretty popular is a Grand Island adventure, and that is part of the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore up along the Superior coastline. And on that trip, you can kayak, bike, hike. You can make it a day trip or a multi-day trip. There's also shipwrecks that you can snorkel. Hundreds of miles of hiking trails on Grand Island. It's beautiful, amazing. There's sandy beaches, pristine. You can have them mostly to yourself, or you can choose to camp along a 200-foot-high sandstone cliff. So those are two of the more popular trips. I also offer hunting and fishing. And I have a youth adventure camp called Angels Among Us Youth Camp, which is for kids who have lost a parent, they've been in foster care, they've been abused, or they have an absentee parent, or they have a disability. And I fund this camp myself. We go cliff diving, kayak camping, swimming, shoot longbows, throw atlatls and learn how to make them, which are a primitive way to throw a dart prior to bows coming into history. And we also practice primitive skills, do outdoor ethics and rock climb, bike ride, water trampoline, spelunk. The list goes on and on. So you can check those out at upwideadventureguide.com. And I also have a second website if you'd like me to tell you about that.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I got to say, you make Tarzan sound like a wimp.
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, my next website kind of feeds right into that. It's wildwomanoutdoors.com, and I am a wild woman. I'm the wildest woman you'll know.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
On this website, I inspire people to follow their wildest dreams and to get outdoors and go buck wild through my YouTube videos and also photos of different adventures, and also an interaction with me through my email, which is Kellie Nightlinger at yahoo.com, and that's Kellie, Nightlinger, like linger in the night, just like it sounds, NIGHTLINGER at yahoo.com. And I'll be adding more YouTube videos, reference my wild adventures, and also wilderness survival skills that I want to share with other people. And I've been expanding my horizons, and I'm hoping to go around the world on wild adventures. I've got invited to an expedition, which is called the Amazon 5000, and it's a 5,000-mile trip through the Amazon jungle, Amazon River, and also up through the Andes, interacting with indigenous people, hunting, fishing, and gathering for food, and retracing a 1541 expedition in which over 400 soldiers perished in this area. And we want to prove that this area can actually be traversed and we'll be kayaking, climbing, mountain biking, whitewater rafting through some really rugged terrain. And if you want to find out any more about that, you can also check me out on Facebook. And do you have any other questions about that?
I'm going to in a few minutes. You know, I'm considered the toughest guy in the history of radio ever in this country, even though I've been beat up with some surgeries. I want to get back to before we get into the Amazon, the waterfall inside the cave. In the summertime, is it warm enough for people to swim in that waterfall and that quarry inside that cave?
Well, the waterfall is 7 foot. In the springtime, the water traverses a lot in there because it's actually an aquifer. So, of course, in the spring, with the snow melt and the runoff that occurs, the water's pretty deep and it's cold. So the springtime is the best time to go for a real raging river experience in that waterfall. In the mid-August area of the time of the year, it tends to be quite a bit different, more warmer temperatures, not so crazy and wild, and more of a maybe ankle-deep water through most of it, up to maybe mid-calf water. And then when you're actually traversing the waterfall in mid-August, it might be down to, somewhat of a trickle. I mean, it's more than a trickle, but in the springtime it's raging, so it's definitely more subdued in the August time period. This time of the year we've just had some fall rain, so it'll be kind of a raging torrent again this time of year.
So I was great. Listen to the locker room all over West Michigan. Probably the best guide in northern Michigan, and she said she's a wild woman. Wow. Kellie Nightlinger joining us here in the locker room. Kellie, my producer, is getting all excited about these tour guides because he's kind of an outdoors kind of guy. Give your websites out slowly one more time, not only to him, to our listeners as well.
Definitely. The first one, UP, just like the Upper Peninsula. So it's UP wide, like UP all over. So WIDE, Adventure Guide, GUIDE.com. So that's UP wide Adventure Guide.com.
Okay.
And the second one is WildWomanOutdoors.com.
That's easy.
Pretty easy.
And I want to ask you about, I'm looking at your Facebook real quick. The dog, what, is he smoking? That picture of my producer goes,
that is my dog, Juno, and I took her out for a walk, and in typical Kellie fashion, I can't just take my dog for a walk. Of course, it's got to get tied up with a porcupine and end up into some big crazy thing going on.
He's got something in his mouth.
Porcupine quill in her face. And it does look a little bit like a cigarette, but it is a quill.
Or whatever else he might be enjoying in the outdoors. I want to ask you, because I've gone on a safari in Africa long before, back in the early 80s. I've been around poisonous snakes. I've been to rattlesnake roundups in Texas where these guys actually play rattlesnake tag. I see you've had some poisonous snakes in your hands. Where did you come across these poisonous snakes? I know it's not in the Upper Peninsula, but where were you when you were tripping, where you came across these snakes you have in your hand?
Well, the most recent one was down in Everglades. I took some survival training through a program that Dave Canterbury from the Discovery Channel from George Survival has, and that's called the Pathfinder School. And I was down there for an advanced training. And, of course, there's a lot of water moccasins, or also known as cottonmouth. They're down there all over the place.
Very aggressive. Yeah, very aggressive snake.
Very aggressive, and we saw several, and it's actually a survival program. So we simulate being stranded out in the Everglades and how would you survive. So we actually killed one of those water moccasins and fed it to our tribe out there at the advanced school. So I've actually had the opportunity to eat snake as well as see them in the wild. I had another water moccasin in years past that attacked me, and we actually killed it and ate it, and I made a parfleche out of the hide of it. I'm a strong believer in not just killing something to kill it. I don't kill something unless I'm eating it or using it for, purposes.
To all the great listeners listening to the show, it's one of the top guides you're going to find anywhere here in the Midwest, Kellie Nightlinger in the Upper Peninsula. Just, don't mind me asking, how tall are you, Kellie?
5'10".
Oh, perfect. Perfect height to kick some butt. Now, how did you went to Lake Superior State, good school.
Yes.
Same conference as Grand Valley State. How did you get, did you grow up being an outdoors person? Is this, how did you get into what you're doing right now?
Well, I was a tomboy from my earliest years, running barefoot through my parents' couple hundred acres, down every deer trail imaginable, and sleeping with the animals, waking up with turkeys next to me, and just a wild child all the way through. And then went up to Lake State and wanted to go somewhere. It was pretty wild. Awesome university, along with the other universities up here in the UP. It gets you right out near the outdoors, you know, outside of the town. And it's just like lots of public land and lots of opportunity. And went into criminal justice there, and I've been doing law enforcement since I was 19, and really wanted to get more into the outdoors even more than that. So switched over to conservation type work, and I've been doing that for the last 13 or so, and been a guide for the last 5 and had an adventure-based youth camp for the last 5, and just expanding my horizons and hoping to go around the world on wild adventures.
Well, it sounds like you've done a great job, especially working with kids and we're a big supporter of our military and our law enforcement. We just lost a officer here with a bank robbery happened here a few days ago. It's a very tough loss for the law enforcement community here in West Michigan. So tip my hat off to the many things that you've been involved with, including law enforcement. Couple other quick questions. You know, when you go to the Amazon, you got pumas, you got some of the most dangerous snakes in North and South America. What are you doing to brush up to understand what you're going to be? Because you are going to be going up against some of the, you know, not Australia maybe has the most dangerous animals on Earth. What are you doing to enhance your safety to go to this trip in South America?
Well, actually, I'm very fortunate. I'm going to be paired up with a man named Mickey Grossman. He's a retired lieutenant colonel in the Israeli Special Forces. Obviously, they're one of the best militaries in the world, and he's very well trained for the last 20 years. He's led expeditions around the world. He has a business called Eco Adventure Extreme Challenge, Extreme Jungle Challenge, and he started this 5,000-mile expedition planning because he started a nonprofit for cancer survivors. He's actually a cancer survivor himself. He wants to raise money for research. And this man is one of my many mentors, along with Dave Canterbury from Dual Survival on the Discovery Channel. I've learned an immense amount of knowledge from both, and along with several other instructors in this Pathfinder leadership type school that I go to, where we go out and live in the wild and learn from those people. A lot of them have been actually in the United States military in various capacities as forward-ranging scouts and things, and so they're helpful to share their knowledge with me. And of course, I do a lot of survival type reading and training as well.
To all the great listeners, you're not going to get any better than that, folks. You want to go on some terrific trip? Give the 2 websites out one more time, Kellie.
Sure, Wild Woman Outdoors, because that's what I am, and UP-Wide, W-I-D-E, Adventure Guide, GUIDE.com. And my youth camp, just real quick, is Angels Among Us Youth Camp, and I started that for the specific reason of losing a lot of friends in law enforcement. So my heart goes out to those who have lost their family or their friends, either in law enforcement or serving in our military. So God bless everyone.
I couldn't agree with you more. And they can also Facebook you as well.
Correct. Big Facebooker. Lots of pictures on there. Check it out.
Hey, Kellie, absolute pleasure. I'll get a hold of you later, and I know our listeners really appreciated, you know, what you have to offer the great people, not only in the state of Michigan, but Wisconsin and surrounding areas. Keep up the great job. You're a person who wears a lot of great hats, and sounds like you'd be a lot of fun to hang out with and go on one of these trips.
Oh, yeah, anytime. You want to learn something or you want to ask a question, feel free to email me. One last thing I forgot to mention, this 5,000-mile Amazon trip right now, Fox TV has a trailer, and we're hoping to pitch it to Fox and a lot of other networks to see if they'll pick it up as a reality TV show as we would travel across the Amazon. So wish me luck there, and hopefully you'll see it on TV.
Well, we hope so, too, because I think they got the right person to get involved with, because you're photogenic as well, so I think it'd be a great, big hit for Fox.
Well, I appreciate that, and thanks for the time. You guys have a great day, and I'm headed off to the caves and get outdoors and go buck wild.
Are you a football fan as well?
Yeah, I am.
Are you?
Yep, I've been to the big house a few times. That's a blast.
Well, good. We'll chat football sometime. You have a great weekend. I'll chat with you later. Thanks, Kellie.
All right.
Bye now.
Have a great day.
You too. Adam, you're getting fired up, buddy. Sounds like your kind of guide. She's she definitely. I know. I've known about her for a while. Phenomenal resume. You know, and you're gonna find a better guide in the Upper Peninsula, male or female. And you know, she's definitely the real deal. Her two websites are upwideadventureguide.com and wildwomanoutdoors.com. That says it all right there. I want to give big shout out to Parkwood Pharmacy, my buddies Mike Rose and Steve Falke. Two great pharmacists. They'll meet all your needs. They even deliver. They're on Burton, about a mile west of 131. Cedarfield Self-Storage. Call toll-free, 1-888-865-4800. You can still enjoy the fall colors. Go to Robinette's off of 5 Mile and Beltline. Ed Robinette, Alicia, and their great staff as well. I want to thank you, my buddy Adam. Who's going to win the game today? Michigan State. You can say. Don't be afraid to say. It's not like someone's going to hold you to it.
I'm going to say it's going to be a good game.
Do you have a favorite?
No.
You don't? I'd say Michigan 30, State 27. I'm sticking with it. I think either team can win. Go Tigers. I hope the Tigers do pull it out. Be great for them, great for the state of Michigan. I think the Lions are playing great football. I think I'm pulling for Jimmy and San Fran. Good luck to everybody. Great to be back. Thank all the great people behind the scenes that have made it easy for me to recover from the surgery. To Henry, to Jeremy, to Bruce, to Tim, to Doug. Good to be back. Have a great, wonderful sports weekend, folks. What a great weekend of athletics. And to my wife, thanks for everything. You are my hero on a daily basis. I couldn't do anything I do in my life, and along with the recovery that we both had to go through. You're an angel, and you're a spark from heaven. Go to her art website, www.maryclairesartwork.com. That's CLARES artwork.com.